Listen, if you're struggling mentally, I want you to know something. You are not broken. You're not weak. You're not incapable. What you're dealing with right now, it's just feedback. It's your mind telling you something has to change. And today I'm going to show you 8 habits that will transform the way you think, act, and feel. If you commit to these, they will shift your entire reality. Let's go. Your emotions don't just come from your thoughts. They come from your body. The way you move, the way you breathe, the way you carry yourself at this very moment is dictating how you feel. Most people don't realize this. They think emotions are just something that happens in the mind, but the truth is your physiology is the driving force behind your mental state. Think about it. When someone is feeling depressed, how does their body look? Shoulders slumped forward, head down, breathing shallow, barely moving. Their body is sending signals to the brain, reinforcing the feeling of sadness. Now imagine someone who is feeling confident, powerful, and in control. Their chest is up, their breathing is deep, they move with purpose. They stand strong, they walk with energy, they take up space. That's not just a reflection of how they feel, it's the reason they feel that way. Your body is the command center of your emotions. You can't expect to feel strong if you're physically stuck in a weak posture. You can't expect to feel energized if you're sitting still all day. Your emotions are created by motion. The fastest way to shift your state of mind is to change how you move. The moment you stand up tall, push your shoulders back and take a deep breath, something changes. Your brain gets a new message. I am strong. I am capable. I am in control. And when you reinforce that message through action, jumping, running, lifting, moving with force, you build a mental state that is unshakable. Science backs this up. Physical movement increases dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, the very chemicals that make you feel good, focused, and resilient. Your body was designed to move, and when you use it, you unlock the power of your mind. Look at the most mentally strong people on the planet. They don't sit around waiting to feel better. They get up and create energy. They work out daily. They breathe deeply. They train their bodies to be in peak state, not just for fitness, but for mental clarity, emotional resilience, and unstoppable confidence. They know that if they let their body become weak, their mind will follow. And the opposite is true. When they move with power, their mind becomes a fortress. If you're feeling stuck, if you're drowning in doubt, if your mind is working against you, the first thing you must do is move. Don't wait until you feel like it. Do it now. Stand up, take a deep breath, stretch your arms out, shake off the tension. Get outside, go for a walk, hit the gym, jump in place, do push-ups. Anything that breaks the pattern of stagnation. The more energy you put into your body, the more energy you create in your mind. There's a reason top performers don't start their days sluggishly. They prime their body first. They know that their state determines their success. A powerful state leads to powerful action, and powerful action leads to powerful results. But it all starts with how you move. Most people get caught in a loop of inactivity, and it fuels their mental struggle. They feel low, so they don't move. Because they don't move, they stay stuck in that low energy. Days, weeks, months go by and they wonder why nothing is changing. The answer is simple. They haven't shifted their physiology. They haven't ignited their energy. When you train your body, you train your mind. When you push through discomfort physically, you teach your brain resilience. When you develop strength in your body, you develop strength in your emotions. And when you move like a warrior, you think like a warrior. So if you want to change how you feel, don't wait for your mind to fix itself. Use the tool you already have, your body. Move with intensity, breathe with purpose, stand with power, and watch your entire mindset transform. Your mind is a battlefield, and the war is won or lost based on what you choose to focus on. Every thought, every emotion, every action stems from where your focus goes. Most people don't realize that their focus is being hijacked every single day. They wake up, check their phone, see bad news, compare themselves to others, and before they've even had a chance to think for themselves, they're already operating from a place of negativity. Their entire emotional state is dictated by external distractions, and they wonder why they feel stuck. Focus is like a muscle. It grows stronger with training, but it also weakens with neglect. If you let your focus wander aimlessly, it will default to fear, doubt, and problem. That's how the brain is wired, to look for threats, to find what's wrong, to focus on what could go wrong. But the people who master their minds don't accept this default setting. They take control. They train themselves to direct their focus towards solutions, toward opportunities, toward growth. They don't allow distractions to dictate their emotions. They decide every single day what they will give their energy to. Everything you experience is filtered through your focus. Two people can go through the exact same situation, but one will break while the other will rise, because they are focusing on completely different things. One person sees obstacles, the other sees possibilities. One person sees failure, the other sees a lesson. One person sees a reason to quit, the other sees a reason to push harder. The situation doesn't create your emotions, your focus does. When you focus on problems, they magnify. When you focus on your weaknesses, they define you. When you focus on what you lack, you feel powerless. But when you shift your focus to your strengths, your potential, and the actions you can take, everything changes. Your energy shifts, your emotions shift, your results shift. Most people live in reaction mode. They react to whatever happens to them. If something bad happens, their entire mood collapses. If someone criticizes them, they spiral into self-doubt. If they face a setback, they convince themselves they aren't good enough. They have no control over their focus because they never train themselves to take command of it. But the strongest people don't react. They respond. They recognize that while they can't control everything that happens, they can control what they focus on. Training your focus starts with awareness. Most people don't even realize what they're focusing on. They just feel overwhelmed, stressed, or stuck. But they never stop to ask, what am I focusing on right now? The moment you ask that question, you interrupt the pattern. You take a step back from the emotion and see the bigger picture. And once you see where your focus is, you can redirect it. You can focus on what's missing, or you can focus on what you have. You can focus on what's going wrong, or you can focus on how to make it right. You can focus on what you can't control, or you can focus on what you can. That choice is always yours, and whatever you choose will determine your mental state. The strongest people build rituals around their focus. They start their day by locking in on what matters most. They don't wake up and flood their minds with distractions. They set their intention. They ask themselves, what's my mission today? What's my biggest priority? What can I do to move forward? They prime their focus before the world has a chance to hijack it. It's not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing where to put your energy. It's about training yourself to look for solutions instead of dwelling on problems. It's about deciding every single day that your focus will be your greatest weapon, not your biggest weakness. Your environment is shaping you every single day, whether you realize it or not. The people you surround yourself with, the conversations you engage in, the content you consume, the energy that surrounds you, it's all feeding your mind, influencing your emotions, and determining the standards you hold yourself to. Most people believe that their thoughts and feelings come solely from within, but the truth is, your external world is constantly programming your internal world. You cannot expect to have a strong, disciplined, and focused mind if you are living in an environment filled with negativity, distractions, and low standards. Look at the people in your life. Are they lifting you up, pushing you to be better, challenging you to grow, or are they draining your energy, keeping you comfortable, reinforcing bad habits? The reality is, you are becoming like the people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with people who complain, you will become a complainer. If you are constantly around people who make excuses, you will start making excuses. But if you put yourself in an environment where growth is the standard, where people hold themselves accountable, where progress is non-negotiable, that mindset becomes your default. Your brain is constantly taking in information, and it doesn't filter out the things that don't serve you. If you listen to negative conversations all day, if you fill your mind with drama, if you expose yourself to fear-driven media, your subconscious absorbs it all. You might think you're just watching or listening, but what you are really doing is conditioning yourself to think and feel a certain way, The strongest minds don't allow just anything to enter their mental space. They are intentional about what they consume. They feed their minds with knowledge, with strategies, with inspiration, with challenges that push them forward. Your physical environment matters just as much. If you live in a space that is cluttered and chaotic, your mind will reflect that. If your workspace is disorganized, your thoughts will be scattered. If your surroundings make you feel heavy, uninspired, or stuck, it will be difficult to operate with clarity and focus. That's why the most productive and mentally strong people create an environment that supports their goals. They eliminate distractions. They set up their space for efficiency. They make sure that every part of their environment is aligned with the person they want to become. The energy of your environment is either fueling your growth or pulling you backward. Have you ever noticed how being around highly motivated, successful people instantly raises your own level of ambition? That's not a coincidence. Energy is contagious. You absorb the energy of the people and places around you. That's why the most successful people put themselves in rooms where success is the standard. They surround themselves with people who challenge them, who make them think bigger, who operate at a higher level. They seek out environments that force them to level up. Most people hold themselves back because they refuse to let go of environments that are keeping them small. They stay in friendships that no longer serve them. They continue old habits that are comfortable but destructive. They keep themselves in spaces that reinforce their past instead of creating their future, and they wonder why they feel stuck. Growth requires elevating your environment. It doesn't mean cutting off everyone in your life, but it does mean setting boundaries with anything that is holding you back. It means reducing your exposure to negative influences. It means surrounding yourself with people and environments that challenge you to grow. It means being intentional about what you allow into your mind, your space, and your energy, because whether you realize it or not, your environment is shaping you every single day. Most people go through life allowing their emotions to dictate their actions. They wake up and decide how their day will go based on how they feel in that moment. If they feel motivated, they take action. If they don't, they procrastinate. If they feel confident, they push forward. If they don't, they hesitate. They are trapped in a cycle where their emotions are in control, and as a result, they stay stuck, inconsistent, and frustrated. But the strongest minds operate differently. They don't wait to feel like it. They don't negotiate with their emotions. They move forward regardless of how they feel. Feelings are unreliable. One day you feel unstoppable. The next day you don't even want to get out of bed. One moment you feel excited about your goals. The next you're questioning everything. If you only take action when you feel good, you will never build real momentum. Discipline is the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up not because you're motivated, but because you made a commitment. Look at the most successful people in any field. Athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, artists. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits, routines, and discipline. They train themselves to take action regardless of their emotions. A professional athlete doesn't wake up and ask themselves, "Do I feel like training today?" They train because it's part of their identity. A writer doesn't sit around waiting for inspiration. They write because that's what they do. A leader doesn't wait until they feel confident. They take action, and confidence follows. Most people allow their emotions to dictate their standards. If they feel tired, they lower their effort. If they feel frustrated, they quit. But the strongest minds hold themselves to a higher standard, no matter what. They train themselves to take action despite their emotions. They push through resistance. They execute their plan even on the days they don't feel like it. And what happens? Over time, their emotions start to align with their actions. Discipline is not about being robotic or suppressing emotions. It's about recognizing that emotions are temporary, but the results of your actions last. The moment you understand this, everything changes. You stop being controlled by fleeting feelings and you start being controlled by your mission. You stop waiting for the perfect mood and start training yourself to act first, feel later. People who struggle mentally often say, "I just don't feel motivated," but that's the problem. They're waiting for motivation instead of creating it. Action comes first. When you move, when you execute, when you push forward, motivation follows. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they need to feel good to take action. The truth is, taking action is what makes you feel good. When you are disciplined, you become unstoppable. You don't skip workouts because you don't feel like it. You do them because that's who you are. You don't avoid difficult conversations because they make you uncomfortable. You have them because that's the standard you set for yourself. You don't let distractions pull you away from your goals. You stay locked in because you are committed to your vision. The difference between success and failure is not talent, it's not luck, it's not intelligence, it's discipline. It's the ability to keep moving forward when everything in you wants to stop. It's the ability to silence the voice in your head that says, "Not today," and replace it with, "Now is the time." It's about choosing long-term success over short-term comfort, again and again. If you live your life controlled by your emotions, you will always be at the mercy of whatever mood you wake up in. But if you train yourself to act despite your emotions, you take back your power. You separate yourself from the masses. You become the kind of person who gets things done no matter what. And when you do that, you don't just build discipline, you build a life on your terms. Your mind is constantly being programmed by the words you speak. Every sentence you say, every thought you repeat, every label you give yourself is reinforcing a pattern in your brain. Most people don't realize that their language is shaping their reality. They talk about their limitations, and those limitations become real. They speak about their problems more than their solutions, and those problems grow stronger. They define themselves by their weaknesses instead of their strengths, and over time, their identity becomes built around those weaknesses. Words are powerful. They are not just sounds, they are instructions to your subconscious mind. When you say, "I'm always anxious," you are telling your brain to look for anxiety in every situation. When you say, "I'm bad at relationships," you are reinforcing the belief that you will fail before you even begin. When you say, "I can't do this," your brain stops looking for solutions and immediately gives up. Your language is either making you stronger or making you weaker. The strongest minds understand this, and they refuse to use language that limits them. Most people speak without thinking about the impact of their words. They casually say things like, "I'm so unlucky, nothing ever works out for me, I'll never be successful," and they don't realize that every time they say these things, they are making them more true. Your subconscious does not know the difference between a joke and a command. It only listens and follows what you tell it. That's why the most successful people are intentional with their words. They do not speak about failure as if it's final. They do not reinforce a victim mentality. They speak with strength, with purpose, with confidence, even before they feel it. Changing your language does not mean lying to yourself. It means choosing words that empower you instead of weaken you. Instead of saying, "I'm terrible at this," say, "I'm learning and improving every day." Instead of saying, "I'm so stressed," say, "I'm handling a lot, but I'm in control." Instead of saying, "I always fail," say, "Every challenge is making me stronger." These small shifts in language rewire your brain over time. They take you from a place of limitation to a place of power. What you say out loud is important, but what you say to yourself internally is even more powerful. The conversations you have in your mind every day are shaping your beliefs. If your inner dialogue is full of doubt, fear, and negativity, your actions will reflect that. But if your inner dialogue is strong, encouraging, and solution-focused, you will start taking action from a place of confidence. That's why the strongest minds master self-talk. They do not allow negative thoughts to run unchecked. They interrupt them. They replace them. They take control of their internal dialogue because they know that the way they speak to themselves will determine the way they show up in the world. Think about the words you use daily. Are they words of strength or words of weakness? Are they words that push you forward or words that hold you back? If you constantly say, "I'm tired," you will feel more tired. If you say, "I'm overwhelmed," you will feel even more stressed. But if you say, "I have the energy to do this," your brain will start finding energy. If you say, "I can handle this," you will start believing it. Your words are a tool, and you have the choice to use them in a way that builds you up instead of breaking you down. Look at the language of high achievers, leaders, and mentally strong individuals. They speak with clarity. They use words that reinforce confidence. They talk about solutions, not just problems. They don't waste energy complaining. They focus on what they can control. And because they do this, their mindset is different. Their results are different. Their lives are different. If you want to change your reality, start by changing your words. Speak about your goals as if they are possible. Speak about your growth as if it is happening right now. Speak about your challenges as if they are stepping stones, not roadblocks. The more you reinforce these ideas with your words, the more your brain will believe them. And once your mind believes them, your actions will follow. Most people live their lives reacting to whatever comes their way. They wake up and let their circumstances dictate their emotions. If something good happens, they feel good. If something bad happens, they feel bad. They have no sense of control over their state of mind because they have never trained themselves to be intentional about how they feel. But the strongest people understand that their emotions are not random. Their energy is not something that just happens to them. It is something they create. They take full responsibility for their emotional state. And because of that, they control their energy instead of letting it control them. Energy is everything. It affects how you think, how you perform, how you interact with others, and how you handle challenges. When your energy is low, everything feels harder. Small problems seem massive. Your confidence drops. You hesitate, overthink, and struggle to take action. But when your energy is high, you feel unstoppable. You move with purpose. You tackle problems without fear. You have clarity, momentum, and power. That's why mentally strong people protect and generate their energy. They don't wait for energy to come to them. They create it. Your physical body is the foundation of your energy. If you are constantly exhausted, drained, and running on fumes, you cannot expect to have the mental strength to push through challenges. You need to fuel your body with the right food, move it daily, and make sleep a priority. Most people underestimate the connection between their physical health and their mental resilience. They eat poorly, don't exercise, stay up late, and then wonder why they feel mentally foggy, unmotivated, and weak. Your body is a machine, and if you don't take care of it, it will fail you when you need it the most. But energy is not just physical, it is also mental and emotional. What you focus on daily affects your energy. If you constantly think about problems, negativity, and things you can't control, your energy will reflect that. You will feel drained before you even start your day. But if you focus on progress, solutions, and possibilities, your energy will rise. That's why the strongest minds are intentional about what they feed their thoughts. They do not allow themselves to dwell in negativity. They train themselves to shift their focus to things that empower them instead of things that drain them. Who you spend time with is another major factor. Energy is contagious. If you surround yourself with people who are always complaining, always making excuses, always bringing negativity into conversations, that energy will weigh you down. But if you are around people who are driven, positive, and focused, their energy will lift you. That's why high achievers are selective with their environment. They don't waste energy on drama, toxic relationships, or meaningless distractions. They protect their energy like it's their most valuable asset, because it is. Your habits and routines also play a massive role in your energy levels. If you wake up and immediately scroll through social media, exposing yourself to stress, comparison, and negativity before you even get out of bed, you are starting your day in a low energy state. But if you wake up and prime your mind through movement, gratitude, goal setting, or anything that energizes you, you set yourself up for success. The most powerful people do not leave their energy to chance. They create rituals that fuel them. The words you use every day affect your energy. If you constantly say, "I'm tired, I'm stressed, or I can't handle this," you are programming your brain to feel low energy. But if you train yourself to say, "I've got this, I am in control, and I have the energy to make this happen," your body will follow your words. Your language is like a switch that can either drain your energy or amplify it. Energy is not something you find, it's something you generate. It comes from how you move, how you think, who you spend time with, what you focus on, and the words you use. If you do not manage it, you will always feel drained, unmotivated, and weak. But if you learn to create it, you will operate at a level most people never experience. Every single habit we've talked about is a choice. A choice to take control of your mind, your emotions, your energy, and your future. Mentally strong people are not born that way. They build themselves. They train themselves to think differently, to act differently, to refuse to be controlled by circumstances, emotions, or external forces. They decide who they are going to be, and they reinforce that identity every single day through discipline, mindset, and action. Most people wait for change to happen to them. They hope for better days. They wish for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment to start. But mentally strong people create change. They don't wait for motivation. They generate it through action. They don't wait to feel confident. They build confidence by pushing through fear. They don't wait for their environment to improve. They shape it to support their growth. Every single one of these habits is about one thing: taking back control. You can either be the person who lives at the mercy of your thoughts, emotions, and environment, or you can be the person who commands them. The choice is yours. If you apply these habits, if you commit to them, if you execute them with consistency,